This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. We got our Loud and Local Band of the Week, and this week, it's Buffalo Preacher.
That's where you can bury me. That's where you can bury me. That's where you can bury me.
Our Loud and Local Band of the Week is Buffalo Preacher. You want to find out how to get their music? It's simple. Go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
Check out their most recent record. They put it out about a year ago. Cool bluesy vibe to it, and it's titled On Sacred Ground.
So many great local bands in the area, and you can hear them on a show called Loud and Local every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. 2 hours of music from the Pacific Northwest. Bands like Buffalo Preacher.
Let's play Beat Mix. I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Mix. You're a loser. It is time to beat Mix, and we've made it. It's Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. It's a Blue Friday. Looking forward to the weekend.
Go Kraken!
Go Kraken!
Oh, hi, Danny. I think Danny's kind of jumping. He's hopping. All right, fine.
Got one leg up.
Excuse me.
Looking forward to the weekend.
Danny looks like a bouncing like Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
It's like young Captain.
Yeah.
Got to drink all the rum for the Kraken, so, you know.
Kraken rum, baby. It's ridiculous. I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Yeah.
And
sports weekend.
Yeah, like go Seahawks, of course, but also go Kraken.
And Sounders.
Oh, yeah, and Sounders too.
Yep.
And anybody else that's doing the
Anyone
sports
that's
thing.
not named the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
what we're talking about? You don't want the Astros to win. I feel like every Mariner fan wants the Astros to go down.
Both. I just want both.
Yeah, can they both lose? Is that a way that...
Can we cancel the American League Championship Series and just have the NLCS be the World Series?
Yeah. That's not how it goes, boys.
Fine.
Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Max in Mount Lake Terrace. Max, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Max will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Max, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready to win for Geno Smith today. Let's go.
Wow, there you go. Doing it for Geno. Finish the title of the William Shakespeare play, The Merchant of Where?
Pass.
Minnie Mouse was first created in what decade?
The 40s.
No.
50s.
No.
70s.
No. In Game of Thrones, how many dragons does Daenerys have?
3, 4...
3, yes. In the movie Rudy, what college team did Rudy get to play for?
Pass.
What kind of animal was the now extinct dodo?
It was a bird.
Yes. NBC's logo that resembles a peacock has how many colors in it?
5?
No.
7?
6, yes. Which U.S. state is nicknamed the land of 10,000 lakes?
Michigan.
No.
Pass.
Who played Dan in Roseanne?
Pass.
Who starred in the lead male role in the 1968 movie Planet of the Apes?
Gene Hackman.
No.
Sandra Bullock.
No.
Sandra Bullock.
Pass.
Sandra Bullock was called. Max, not your wheelhouse on these ones. Got 3 correct.
Sandra Bullock was probably the most bizarre answer out of all of them.
Yes, exactly. But it would have made the movie a whole heck of a lot different.
That's for sure.
Well, Steve, Max did it for Gino.
Geno Smith?
Yes. So I don't know who you're doing it for.
I'm doing it for Russell's left hand.
Oh, okay. Perfect. We'll see how this goes. You ready?
Go Hogs.
Finish the title of the William Shakespeare play, The Merchant of Where?
Tequila?
No.
Merchant of America?
No.
Merchant of Mexico?
No. Minnie Mouse was first created in what decade?
50s?
No.
40s?
No.
30s?
No.
Damn it.
In Game of
My daughter's
Thrones,
gonna be mad at me.
how many dragons does Daenerys have?
3.
Yes.
Oh.
In the movie Rudy, what college team did Rudy get to play for? You okay over there?
Oh, my blindfold fell off. Notre Dame.
Yes. What kind of animal was the now extinct dodo?
Bird.
Yes. NBC's logo that resembles a peacock has how many colors in it?
6.
Yes.
Oh.
Which U.S. state is nicknamed the land of 10,000 lakes?
North Dakota?
No.
Minnesota?
Yes.
Yes.
Who played Dan in Roseanne?
John Goodman.
Yes. Who starred in the lead role of the 1968 movie Planet of the Apes?
Oh, Robert Heston.
No.
Richard Heston.
No.
Charles Heston.
No.
Charles.
What color hat does the Seven Dwarfs character Dopey typically wear?
Red.
No.
Damn
1,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You win 6-3.
Charlton Heston.
Charlton
Damn it.
Heston.
Well, I call him Charles.
I'm sure you do, but that's not his name.
Sorry,
when
Max.
he comes
You
over,
are
it is.
not a winner.
Great win, Steve. You demand.
Thank you, my friend.
Aw, very good sport there. I like that. You respond with the screaming, I'm the best.
Well, tell me I was the man.
You are a man.
You
Thank
are a man. Does anybody care about the color hat Dopey wears?
Green?
No.
Purple.
Purple. Vicky knew it.
Oh, good job, Vicky. I wouldn't have guessed that.
You knew Charlton Heston. Minnie Mouse was first created in what decade? It's a bit earlier than everyone was guessing on this one.
Yeah, I would have guessed like 20s, 30s, 40s.
20s, yes.
Yeah.
1928. And then finish the title of the William Shakespeare play, The Merchant of Where?
Is that Venice?
Yeah, good job.
The only reason I know that is because I have a board game that's in space called The Merchant of Venus. And that's why I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably where they got that name from.
Hey, any way for you to figure it out? And if you can get the correct answer, then you get, you might get the win on that.
Merchants of Venus. That's hilarious.
That's, I mean, look, it's sometimes I'll get some answers from Magic the Gathering cards.
Totally.
I mean, really, it's like I seem like I know more than I should, and it's only because, well, I play some games.
Because you're a nerd. And it's great to be one.
That's it.
Congratulations on your win, Steve.
Hey, good job, Steve.
Thank you.
You know what it's time for, don't you? It's time to turn this puppy loose. Yes, let the listeners control this fine program. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take them at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. do remember when you get on here and you start speaking your truth, or maybe not your so-called truth, you do have to at least follow Steve's rules.
Let's just show some energy and bring it, BJ. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Sean in Amity, Oregon. Sean, you listening on the Odyssey app?
Actually, no. I'm listening. I listen to the podcast through Google Podcast.
Oh,
nice.
Very cool. Thanks, buddy. What you got for us, Sean?
Well, I was actually calling to see. I wanted to talk to Miggs a little bit and see if he had any sports cards available that he's on, because I know he wrestles and is into sports, and to see if he had any cards that he could give out.
Oh, like
trading cards.
It's funny. Like one time as a goof, a bunch of us on the Tacoma Donkeys, our beer league hockey team, there was a company that made like hockey cards. So I had, it was like $10 and I made some, but I don't even know where they went. It was just like one of those things where I'm like, as a kid, it was always like, that was a dream. So I'm like, let me do it. And then I did it. And I paid for this. This is really not as cool as it would be if someone actually made it for me.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have anything like that. That would be kind of fun though if I did.
Yeah, I was also wondering if and when the Kraken are going to come out with hockey cards, because that'd be cool to get some of the original team on for cards.
I got to imagine they will be, because they make hockey cards. So I would imagine those are either out or about to come out at some point.
Well, that's got to be a company, right? That does that too. I mean, as far as the professional, and I don't know. I know Topps recently lost a big contract with somebody, and I don't think they're making baseball cards this year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a minute since I've collected cards or even been in and I used to be a massive hockey card collector and baseball too, but really big on hockey cards.
Yeah, so I bet so, Sean. I can't imagine that they're not putting out hockey cards, and they should be part of this season, because everybody knew they were going to be there, and with the technology they have, man, it'll look like either they've got some cool shots already. I don't know. Usually they release baseball cards a little before the season starts, but I don't know if hockey cards, if that's the same thing or not. But with the technology they have, they really make it look like a dude is in a uniform that he's not in.
Oh, do you remember though when you were younger, back in like the 80s, even in the early 90s, when like a player I remember it in baseball more than anything, like a player got traded and they would just poorly paint the new jersey. Like, it was so obvious that it was not a real jersey. Like, it looked like a cartoon jersey on a guy. Like, they tried their best, but Photoshop didn't exist. Nowadays, you can make anybody look like they're in any jersey that you want if you had the skill set to do it. But back then, they were so bad.
It really was. They painted them, and it was, the hats. If the logo was a tough one, you could tell they really didn't get it right. Oh, yeah.
It was just so, you could see, it was definitely done with, some kind of a paint or a marker or something along those lines, and then they mass-produced them that way. It was so bad.
Well, Seattle knows what that's about, because I think every Seattle Pilots card there was, they got somebody not wearing a hat, because they were like, we're not going to paint every damn player in a uniform they're not in, and it was a beating. I remember I had Lou Piniella, and it was like Lou wasn't even in a, he had taken off his regular jersey, and he just had his baseball jersey, the long sleeves underneath, and he didn't have a hat on, and they go, here's Lou Piniella, everybody. Like, you're star of your Seattle Pilots.
A couple of texts are saying Upper Deck does make Kraken cards, so just
there we go.
Look for them, but I'm sure they're out there for people to enjoy.
Upper Deck's a good company, and I think I'm right about that. I mean, it's unbelievable to think that Topps, which was they were the guys. They made all the trading cards, baseball cards, and I thought I read this year they lost their contract, and either this year or next year's baseball cards will not be done by Topps. That just is so wild for my childhood to think that, wow, they won't have a Topps card. I know other people have been doing them for a while, but man, that's weird.
Those are those moments that kind of age you quick. Like, even Upper Deck. I remember when Upper Deck was the new upstart. And you're just like, these guys ain't going to last. They're not Topps. And now here they're still going. Was it Fleer?
Yeah. Upper Deck were the fancy ones that I could
shiny.
never afford. Yeah, they had that little shiny hologram, and I was always jealous of those ones.
And I thought, Steve, how long is this going to last? I remember Don Russ. I don't know if Don Russ is still in the card business.
I forgot that name,
Yeah, and those are the big four. I remember, though. You're right. And, it was always like, no, I want Topps. I remember going, come on, I want some of these has-been, these knockoffs, whatever. And now look at Topps. They might be they also ran. Are they the Avis? Are they the Avis? They're not the Topps anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the Zenith or Magnavox of cards.
Man. Wow. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Rebecca in Seattle. Rebecca, you are on the Rock.
Hi, I just had to share my company is sharpening the ice knives for the Kraken Zamboni blade. And I got to visit the Climate Pledge Arena on Wednesday.
Whoa.
And just get a quick tour. And it was very cool.
Gosh, I keep hearing great things about it.
Yeah, I remember when it was the Coliseum, and then when it was Key Arena. So to see how they just dropped the floor like they did is amazing.
Yeah, because they pretty much doubled the square footage by dropping the floor.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I get to go down the tunnel into the basement, and it was very cool. And I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Rebecca.
We pick up from Northgate too, but the arena was amazing. So
wow, that's awesome. Thank you for that.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're a little.
Whoa! Is she still there?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you get any? Maybe you could give us like a little bit like insider information. Did you see any of the concession stands and what companies were?
Oh, there we go.
I was still down on the basement floor. They were very much still a construction site.
Okay.
There was not much, but I'll tell you after Wednesday when I pick up and they're open.
Nice. Fair.
Okay. When did you get to do this, Rebecca?
Wednesday.
And you said it was still a construction site. They're supposedly opening up in just a little over a week.
Well, they got the Foo Fighters concert coming up, and then Coldplay.
And I believe Coldplay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was.
Oh, sorry, we just lost her. Oh, my bad.
Man, I wouldn't trust you if I was like in a parachute thing going on. You hit a button.
Don't press that button.
Oh, you pressed the button. I mean, she didn't even have her parachute on, man.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you, Rebecca.
Sorry about that, Rebecca. Well, you know what, though? She had a great time. When's the Foo Fighters? One of those shows. Those
like
Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I guess in less than a week, from when she saw it, they'll be ready.
I mean, I'm imagining that they've got like all hands on deck to get this all done and be ready to rock for the Foo Fighters. Then Coldplay, which is the day before the home opener, which is on the 23rd. And then it's just like all bets are off, man. We're up and running. Brand new arena.
I didn't realize other stuff was happening before our first game. That's wild. All right, well, fingers crossed.
I know that Foo Fighters aren't technically a Seattle band. Obviously, Dave with Northwest Roots and Nate, the bassist, he was from Seattle as well. So, but it is kind of cool that there's a band with Seattle roots that's starting the arena. You know what I mean? Like when Coldplay was announced as like the first concert, I'm like, that's fine. Like I have no issues with Coldplay. I know some people do, but I'm like, that's a bummer. It's not like Pearl Jam or like Alice in Chains, like something, because Seattle's got such a rich music history that it'd be cool for the first concert to be a Seattle-based band. So I'm happy that the Foo Fighters are the first band to be able to play a show there.
What a way to upstage Coldplay too.
Right?
Because there was so much like hype around Coldplay being like the band to like open this, and it's like, nah, Foo Fighters, we got you.
And speaking of Seattle music, quick, and it's a couple people texted about it. Quick shout out to Ryan Castle and a lot of people here that put it all together. But Ryan's the host of it, and he narrates it. That podcast, Breaking Waves, which is all about the Seattle music scene, that's available.
Oh yeah,
it's on the Odyssey app. It's on like Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. You can listen to it. It's not just at one place. I listened to the first episode. What a fun thing to listen to. If you're a fan of Seattle music, I heard stories that I never heard before. Some of the dynamic between the Seattle music scene and Sub Pop Records was really fascinating. And just hearing guys like Duff McKagan talk about the Seattle music scene, and he had a big part of it. That's how he started playing drums for the Fastbacks and being in a band called the Farts. Like these were bands that with a Z, so it's mature. But these were bands that were a part of the Seattle music scene, and then also Kim Thayil from Soundgarden's on it as well. Kathy Faulkner's on it. Marco Collins, a bunch of people, a lot of like luminaries from the Seattle music scene talking about what it was like back in the late 80s and then when it blew up in the early 90s.
That's awesome. And like you said, wherever you can get podcasts, including on the Odyssey app, you can get that.
And it's kind of weird hearing Ryan be like official narrator guy. It's cool.
Oh, really? Oh, is he using his narrator voice?
He sounds like pro. Like if you didn't know him, you'd be like, who's this pro? I'm just kidding. Wow. He is a pro, obviously, but like he sounds great. He did a great job narrating it.
Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, not just from Seattle, are going to want to hear that because, I mean, man, that they'd be able to get the inside scoop of how a genre of music was born and where it was born. That's cool.
And it's one of multiple episodes. I think there's 4 episodes, if I remember correctly, of this podcast. So, and each one comes out each week. So, episode 1 is out, and episode 2 might be out already for all.
Hey, what's it called again, Steve?
Breaking Waves, BJ.
Yeah, brother. Right there wherever you get your podcasts, including Odyssey. The Odyssey app has a lot of stuff, including if you want to listen to the podcast of our show, as we basically take out all the commercials and music, and you get to just hear us. How cool is that? All right, might not be cool for some people, but for you that love it, you can get the podcast at Odyssey as well.
And the new second episode comes out next week.
Nice. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take them at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Text message coming in, very serious questions, BJ. Would you rather only have breakfast items the entire day or dinner items the entire day for 1 year?
Ooh.
Oh, dinner.
Oh, breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for lunch.
No.
Breakfast for breakfast.
No.
Yeah, well, if I can have any dinner items I want, then yeah, I'm going to have to go dinner.
Dinner, 100%.
I don't know. My first thought, my knee-jerk reaction is dinner.
Yeah.
But I could get a steak for breakfast.
Yeah, you can have steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs. No,
Okay.
Danny.
I'm not.
You can't have chicken wings and eggs. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
could.
you can.
You
Chicken
do
and
whatever.
waffles.
But no.
Not chicken wings.
Chicken wings and waffles.
Yeah, you know, there was
No,
a chicken wing
it's not
place that did
breakfast.
do that, though.
Yeah, I'm just not. I mean, not that I'm not a big fan of breakfast, but like that's the least important meal of my day.
Yeah, see, I get all excited when I can like go somewhere and they have breakfast. Like when I went recently going to 13 Coins after wrestling, and I was just like, "Ooh, I'm going to get eggs and stuff." But it was like a novelty. If I had to do that all the time, I don't know if dinner. I'm going to stick with my knee.
All right, he's
Jerk.
back to dinner.
Yep.
Okay.
Vicky?
I think I'm going to have to go breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, between like all the things you can do with waffles and French toast and eggs and hash browns and oh man, I just can't give it up. It's so special. And bacon.
Wow.
And bacon.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Bacon.
And you're going to give up. You can have bacon on a cheeseburger. You can have, really all the tasty dinners that you could get. You pretty much can get almost everything. You can get a Loco Moco. Oh, that's considered a dinner item.
I think it's the fact that I'm told I can't, I can't have breakfast. That's what makes me really want it.
All right, Vicky, you can't have dinner. How do you feel now?
I have breakfast.
Oh,
see?
Well,
I'm
so
okay.
she loves breakfast more. Okay. There you go. So it's
cereal.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of this.
Where do you 1 a.m. Taco Bell visits register in that? Is that breakfast or dinner?
As long as there's an egg on it, I think it's breakfast.
Hello, fourth meal. Duh. Come on.
Yeah. I just feel there's just too much variety for dinner. You can get so many different things.
You can't get mozzarella sticks for breakfast.
No.
Mozzarella sticks and eggs?
No.
Okay, maybe not.
There's no cheating on this, Rev. There's no
I'm
loophole.
trying.
Rev, your new name is Stretch Johnson.
Yeah, that's a fact. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
So I just texted, sitting here waiting to get my live day tickets, going for the gold.
Yeah.
Seats, that is. See you guys on the 18th. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m., BJ.
That's
for live
right.
day.
Woo, baby. That's November 18th at Snoqualmie Casino. And, it's our 50th anniversary, and we were born in the 70s, so it's a theme of solid gold 70s.
Speaking of Snoqualmie, did you see John Forsland having a tough time saying Seattle sports books, Snoqualmie Casino?
Yeah.
I just did too. During the game, he was trying to say it. He was like, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I really, really like the team of John and JT. I think that I'm going to enjoy that team for a while. They really complement each other really very, very well. And I love that JT is just like, hey, guys, come on. You got to figure this out.
I like that he was saying what I think a lot of us were thinking at the end of the game. It's like, yeah, I get you have the lead, but you guys are playing too safe. Like, you got to get in the offensive zone. You're spending way too much time in your own zone, and that could have bit them in the butt. Thankfully, it didn't with that empty net goal. And thankfully, also, that Grubauer just was standing on his head for that entire third period. He was fantastic.
Yeah, I really like that. This younger breed of analyst is really just coming out and speaking the way I want to be spoken to. You got some of these older dudes that just say the same damn thing, in all sports, and the younger guys are giving us more, I think, what we want, a little bit more authentic communication and saying stuff like that, being real, going, hey, come on, because that's how, like you said, it's how the fans feel. And the older dudes, I don't know, they just, they don't do that. And plus some of these older guys, I think they just need to get out of the business. I don't know if the Jim Cott is a baseball analyst that's involved in a controversy, and he's just an old guy, and it's like, dude, you need to quit. You just need to get out. You really, really do.
Plus, I'm pretty sure JT Brown might be the only analyst in any sports that's rocking a nose ring, which I think is just hilarious.
Really?
Yeah,
you did cool.
When I saw that, I was like, right on. That's just so random. I don't know why.
I didn't
It's
even notice
completely
that.
pointless and has nothing to do with his abilities. And his abilities. It's been fun watching him grow as a broadcaster because the first game you could tell he was nervous during preseason, and he's starting to get more and more comfortable. And the dynamic between him and John has just been great. And I have really enjoyed his perspective on the game. Like he's a lot more chill than I'm used to as an analyst on the air. But it's I don't know why, but I'm really digging that vibe. And it's probably because of what you said, because it's different.
Yeah, he's a chill dude, too, because if you watch his Twitch stream, it's like he's just like, I don't know how somebody can be chill as they're running around Call of Dutying, Fortniting their ass off, and just somehow chilling, and he has that same delivery. He's just really chill, like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm just killing things.
I don't know if you guys know that Danny and I were laughing about it during the break, but there was one point where they were talking about, hey, go to Fanatics and go to NHL.com and you can buy all this great Seattle Kraken merchandise, and they zoom in on a couple of fans rocking Seattle Kraken gear, but they were wearing the Costco shirts that we just got.
Yeah,
those aren't the shirts that it's like, if you don't know, you don't know. But I was just laughing because I'm like, those are not available at the NHL store. Those are just available. I thought they would be like, oh, and you could get these at Costco.
I wanted that. I wanted to take a picture so bad and tweet about it and be like, hey, look, the memo went out because we were all wearing ours yesterday that Vicky got us. And it was like, they're part of our team.
The Costco long sleeves.
Yeah. And they zoomed in on them for a long time.
And they went back to them again.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember Nashville was not allowing some people not to be able to get in that said they were not local fans, but somehow people got in.
Oh, there was a lot.
I'm questioning that, to be honest with you, because I went on Ticketmaster and I didn't go all the way through buying them because I'm not buying tickets to go see a Nashville game when I can't get there. But I was able to, on my app, which knows where I'm from, get to the point where I could check out.
That's weird, isn't it, Steve? Because the person who posted on Facebook showed some sort of message that looked official saying, we're only selling to locals. But yeah, I don't know. So
yeah, no, there were definitely some Kraken fans there. Did you see the picture of the security guy? That was like kind of like, the person that makes sure you go to your seat and like I'm more like a seat usher, but does security as well in Nashville.
No.
Apparently he's originally from Seattle or from Tacoma.
Yeah.
Funny.
He had a Kraken hat on, and underneath his like staff jacket that he has to wear at the game, he had a Kraken shirt, and he was unapologetically showing it off.
It was great.
How does he keep his gig? I think somebody would be like, dude, are you kidding
He
me?
gets fired for that. This world's, it already is stupid, but it just got extra stupid.
Yeah. I mean, at that point,
who's he hurting?
yeah, they're not going to be. At that point, you're at a game where that team is playing.
I know, it's funny. I mean, if you get mad about that, you're taking sports way too serious.
I think it's maybe the company. I don't know. It's just interesting. But meanwhile, can we just talk about, I just find those Preds uniforms ugly as all hell.
Oh, you mean that crappy mustard baby turd color?
Those sweaters are just, maybe it was my TV. I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
See,
Unless it was
I
my
like
TV
them,
too.
but no different than like I think an ugly dog is cute. It's like they're nasty as all hell, but for some reason I like it just because it's not your typical jersey.
I guess. I mean, every once in a while the Bruins and I think the Penguins, they'll wear an alternate jersey that's a goldish color, but that yellow,
It's very mustardy.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's yeah. Well, you know what, Steve? Love those ugly dogs.
Plus, watching that just made I'm like, there's probably some old dog that just like still believes that I should be the original 6. Anything else sucks. It's probably like mind is being blown watching.
Oh, you're right.
Both jerseys. I mean, because they're both pretty unique in the color scheme.
Yeah. Though I think ours look sharp. I'm a homer, but man, say what you want, but I mean, they look good. I mean, the colors look well together. Whereas the Nashville,
it's a very unique look.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. But like I said, I think it's because it's so ugly. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it does kind of remind me. Didn't the Vancouver Canucks have a color scheme that was really like they had a jersey that was blue, yellow? They had blue, yellow, and red for a while.
No, they had black, yellow, and red. They had the KSW colors for a while.
That's what it was: black, yellow, and red. Yeah,
which I thought looked great.
Yeah,
and a lot of Vancouver fans wish they would go back to that color.
Oh,
scheme.
really? Oh, they do. Yeah, I wasn't. Maybe I saw. I don't know, a yellowish.
They did at one point. I think it was in the whenever, like 80s. Earlier years of them being a team when eventually they really leaned into the black jersey with the cool ice skate that said Canucks on it.
Yeah, that looks good.
But before that, their jersey was an ugly yellow or a gold.
Yes.
With the black and red, like a giant V on their chest.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
And it was a really bad. Nostalgia-wise, I think it's cool looking, but it was an ugly looking jersey. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. That one I thought, and that's what the Preds remind me of. But hey, you know what? More power to the ugly dogs.
I talked to Lily the other night, and she was like, "Dad, did you know that the Kraken played the crappy Boston team?" And I was like, "What is she talking about?" She's like, "It has the yellow and black, that really ugly color." And I was like, "No, that was Vegas, sweetie." And she's like, "Oh, they played that crappy," and she didn't say crappy. I think
I
she
really
said
love
bad.
that she thinks that a Boston sports team is crappy.
Oh, she hates all Boston.
You're doing a really good job as a dad.
Yeah,
yeah. She lives in Massachusetts, Danny. You're gonna have to figure this out.
Yeah, no, she's 100%. She has her and it's a secret, but so I hope she's not listening, Lily. She has her first Seahawks jersey coming this Christmas with her name on the back.
Oh yeah, what number?
12.
Number 12.
Yeah, she wanted one just like mine. So it was like, yes. And then she's got her Kraken shirt now, and she has her Sounders jersey.
She's going to have a great life. She's going to get chirped at by everybody in that town in Massachusetts.
She is ready already because her stepdad is a big Patriots / Red Sox fan,
Even
and
better.
she just gives it back to him like and I'm like, yes, this is my daughter.
There we go. Well, you know what? Making the step relationship really solid by just, bad sports team choices. He's going to be not happy.
Yes,
and she's not going to be happy. That's great. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's a listeners on the loose.
So it says, guys, thanks for your enthusiasm for the Kraken. I've watched all of their games. I haven't missed one yet. LOL. It's only been a couple.
There is that, yeah.
Seriously, though, I'm loving the team and also the sport. Man, I was thinking about that. I was talking to my wife. I'm like, I'm just so damn pumped that we have a team. But see, I've been a Devils fan my whole life. And look, I've had a lot of success. And I will always, if they're not playing the Kraken, I'm going to root for the Devils because it's just the team I've always had in my life. But they also play a very boring style of hockey. They're very defensive minded forever. They're starting to get a little bit more exciting nowadays. But whenever I would watch the Devils games, as much as I want to see them win, sometimes it would just put me to sleep because it was just such a boring style of hockey. Even if they would win, it was 1-0 or 2-1. There was it just didn't have this kind of energy. So it's a lot of fun to now have a team where you're watching them and it's win or lose, they just feel like they're still, granted, 2 games, but you know what I mean? It's that energy to this team is very scrappy and high speed and full of a lot of aggression. And I'm really digging props to Dave Haxtell, the coach. He's really put together a cool identity for this team.
Yeah, and you know what? I suppose we're going to learn more about the nuances of that, Steve, because I myself look and go, all right, I can't really tell if a team is defensive minded or if they're aggressive or whatever, and I'm trying to pick that up, and I've only really paid attention just to the last 2 games. So it'll be good to see as we see every team and go, oh, okay, this is how this team plays, and this is compared to how we play.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a fun season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, who doesn't like that? I mean, energy and of course scrappiness. People that just don't quit. People that got chips on their shoulders a little bit. You gotta love that.
And it's. I made a mistake of looking at like what ticket prices are for like out of town ones. It just shows just like the demand for our tickets here in Seattle. Obviously, it's the first season. You know, you're going to have that. But, you know, here, if you're lucky, you'll get a pair of tickets or a ticket for on a weeknight. Maybe you could find one under $150. You know, 120-ish.
Wow, maybe, yeah.
Whereas, like, I was looking, like, even tomorrow, it's a weekend game that they're playing in Columbus, Grants Columbus. You can get in that arena and get a decent ticket for $40.
Wow.
Are you serious? And even like in New Jersey, they're playing the Devils next week. I'm like, I wonder what tickets would be there. Like similar tickets I paid $150 for, $21. It's like, what is going on?
Wow.
I should just travel and watch the team. It's way more cost effective.
Right? You're absolutely right. That's a reason why a lot of teams like the Yankee fans and the Red Sox fans, in Steelers, they travel because it's a cheaper ticket to see their team in other places. So that makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah, and you're right, Steve. I mean, at this point, I got to think almost any ticket is going to be cheaper than what you got to pay to see them at home.
So I want to know what they think, though. I was speaking of being at home. They're like, what do you think the very first home opener intro is going to be like? It's going to be bonkers. Yeah. The crowd's going to be so, because Seattle takes a lot of pride in being a loud fan base with football. I think that's going to bleed through with hockey as well. So I think the place is going to be rocking. And it's our first time getting to see them on home ice. Yeah. And they got the crew, like the guys that created the Vegas pregame show when they first started, and that continues now to this day. That's epic. They're now working for the Kraken, so that team's working for the Kraken. So this isn't going to. I'd be shocked if this is not going to be like a traditional, nothing really going on during the intro. It's going to be epic, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like.
Yeah, that is that is definitely highly anticipated. Oh yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
It's a week from tomorrow. Crazy to think that's the case.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Where the hell did the summer go?
Yeah. Where did it? Well, I'll tell you, back in my day. All right, we have a big question that has to be answered, and it's not about summer. It's about Ryan Castle. What do Ryan Castle and Kevin James have in common? I'll tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Kevin James have in common?
King of Queens.
Oh.
And that queen, of course, is Steve.
Dude, that's so funny. I'm legit reading a text that says they're both the King of Queens, ... Steve Miggs, LOL.
Wow. Okay.
Ryan, did you text in as well as answer on the air?
Maybe.
I may have.
Steve is both their number one fan.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Yeah, I like Kevin.
I thought it was Kevin Hart at first.
Now that I would definitely be both of your number one fans.
Oh, yeah. This is weird, man. Kevin James was trending on Twitter yesterday for a very bizarre reason. A map started going around that supposedly showed the most popular Pornhub searches by state.
Oh.
And Kevin James was the top search in Tennessee. Huh? Like, what?
He's the only 10 I see.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, now some people think, all right, maybe the map is a fake and it doesn't mean anything. The other thing is there was actually an actor by the name of Kevin James who was a huge porn actor in the 80s. He did like 300-some odd
movies. Nice choice of words.
Yeah. So it might be that Kevin James, but then again, he was from Wisconsin, so we don't know why Tennessee would be obsessed with, or unless they're confused.
Guess what Washington is?
What's that?
MILF.
MILF.
I don't know what this state is, but Droopy Bees or Droopy Boys.
Yes. Oh, Droopy.
What state is that?
Well,
is
there
that Nevada?
No, that's not Nevada.
That's
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
They're into boats.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. All righty. Anyway.
It's Colorado, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess they're used to them always being shriveled up, so that's kind of a...
Yeah, fair. Whoa. And with that, Ryan Castle, he's up next. And he has a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
And then Sarah's birth. I mean, I'll never forget Sarah's look on her face. They go, do you want to see your kid? And I said, sure. And with that David Koechner mouth that she had, she opened it up and started just bawling at me. And it was hysterical. And it was her mouth. I remember that mouth. Like, oh, this kid's got a weird mouth, because she opened it up really wide. It was like, like Popeye the Sailor screaming at me. Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session that an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.